Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hallo, tunga suommikiti tavunga nunu paamut uvanga ian. Tänne sakkatidoktara idangi uppernaujat tiangilluni weird and interesting ulluti. Kanugionarputlika inauqatin. Takuganguallarlapuna.
Dam in Nevada, these winged figures of Republic sitting right outside, maybe guardian angels or fallen angels. There's a 16-point star right next to it, and it's a compass, but it has the astrological symbols all around it. Also says to the magnetic pole of the earth, reminding us that this was built in alignment. Now, this plaque sits outside. Over 100 men lost their
lightning strikes. 2 of them, whatever that is, firmament or whatever. Okay. Who could this be? Holding up whatever she's holding up.
lives. Here is a photo of some of the men that were workers there, just looking to make a dollar. Now, remember that this dammed up the largest reservoir in the United States, which is called Lake Mead. Here it is. Remember, anything that is holding back water, that water is power. Water is power. And look at the symbol of the bridge there, just the way everything is symbolized. These little symbols are all throughout the plant. They say they also hold energy, but they also say they're Native American symbols. And there's just so much that can go on and on. I could just show you a whole bunch of stuff, but this was really intriguing and very highly energetic.
That video.
Believe this at first? But this has got to be the most unbelievable event in sports history. And usually I say there's no such thing as coincidences, but this is just on another level. Now, Team USA wins gold on the 46th anniversary of the movie Miracle on Ice. Now, at the 51st minute of the movie Miracle on Ice, the coach crosses out the name Jack Hughes. He cuts him from the list in the movie playing against Russia. Now, around that same minute, the name Jack Hughes is peeled off of the locker in the movie. And 46 years later, Jack Hughes scores the game-winning goal on the 46th anniversary of Miracle on Ice.
I don't know about that. I never watched the movie Miracle on Ice, but heard about it, but never watched it. Shurivakai, Jack Hughes.
On ice. Now, I don't know about you, but this makes me wonder how much of our reality is truly organic and not scripted.
With AI being a thing, I hate it so much.
Could it be AI? Maybe.
If that was real, Mike Tyson or the latest guy that he boxed, his mask would have come off.
That video came from Zayless for the King, and I believe, just like he believes, that AI has been put here to sow confusion. This is why they gave us very powerful tools like Sora 2 to mask what is truly out there. So when we see something very bizarre on camera, people shape-shifting, taking off their faces and so forth, they'll just go ahead and say, it's just AI. This is also a way to desensitize people. And I also saw this video right here coming from a combat veteran. This video was well before any of these face mask videos.
The shoebox, they had the pictures of people being next. Executed, but he also had a mask in the shoebox, and he pulled this mask out, and the mask was a human face, but the human face had the eyes in it, and it was warm, and the back of the mask had an imprint that looked like scales, and so this was very bizarre, and the eyes on the back side of the mask were not for my eyes, I know that. So it was something that, I can honestly, I'm a firm believer in Socrates' principles of, true wisdom comes from knowing that I know nothing. I don't know what that mask belonged to. I don't know if it was alien or a race that's maybe been on the planet since prehistoric eras, or some secret government project, but I do know that was much more advanced than any technology I had ever seen. I don't think we could have reproduced that. I don't know how it was made. It was basically a living mask.
Did you know the U.S. government once admitted its
It was basically a living mask. He said it was warm.
secretly controlled the media, and almost nobody remembers it? During the Cold War, the CIA launched a program called Operation Mockingbird. Its goal wasn't spying, it was control, specifically controlling what the public read, heard, and believed. Declassified documents in congressional hearings later revealed that the CIA recruited journalists, editors, and publishers both in the US and overseas. They didn't always spread false stories, sometimes they did.
Our former Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland was a journalist before she became a politician. Just putting it out there.
Something more effective. They decided which stories were amplified and which ones disappeared. This program was exposed in the 1970s during the Church Committee investigation. Former intelligence officials admitted these relationships exist.
That video came from Beyond Weird, and this is exactly what we're seeing with social media today. For the most part, they moved on from TVs and movies, for the most part anyway, and their main focus is mind control, soft disclosures, and so forth through social media, especially things like TikTok.
Strictly speaking, it would be legal to clone me, for example, tomorrow. And this is the place it's most likely to happen, a leading IVF clinic outside of New York. Behind those walls, there are people with the technology, the ability, and the desire to genetically engineer human embryos, to be the first in the world to successfully clone a human being.
Well, in 1999, it says 60 Minutes did a segment on human cloning. This is very real and scary. This was back in 1999. It's 27 years ago now. Imagine what they can do now with better technology.
There's no doubt that human beings will be cloned.
Dr. Jack Hughes, a leader in his field, simply needs the approval of his clinic's ethics committee to make history. So if I had the money, you had the permission, you could clone me tomorrow.
Well, I wouldn't say tomorrow. It will take a year or two. We could clone you probably within 2 years.
With this being back in 1999, must be less than 2 years by now. Whoa.
What you're seeing here is an actual cloning taking place at the research facility in Scotland that pioneered the technique. In theory, it's blindingly simple. Here, it's an animal, but just as easily, you can take a cell from a human, a scraping of skin will do. Then, get an egg from a female, remove the nucleus.
A scraping of skin will do. What?
And fuse the two with a spark of electricity. And ta-da, you have an embryo. Implant the embryo in a woman, and 9 months later, you have a carbon copy of the person from whom the skin scraping was taken.
Legalized Frankenstein.
I wonder what an X-ray of that statue would reveal. I'm glad you asked. Electrotyping bodies. The new system of disposing a Brest chemist recommends it. The process consists simply in coating the body with the substance which, after proper treatment, leaves all over it a metallic deposit. Then, just as an
Look, the process consists simply in coating the body with a substance which, after proper treatment, leaves all over it a metallic deposit. Then, just as an electrotype plate is treated in the process of its manufacture, the body goes into a bath of sulfate of copper, electricity. They could Kishuna electroplate a human body.
Electrotype plate is treated in the process of its manufacture. The body goes into a bath of sulfate of copper. Electricity is employed, and a fine, hard copper skin is produced all over it.
Electroplating makes me think if those were actual living people.
Can be plated with silver, gold, or in any metal desired, and then may be coated with marble or granite. He is plated and put upon a pedestal. That is all there is of it. And the traveler of the future, that's us, gazing upon the statue of a famous personage of the past will have the satisfaction of knowing that he has before him not merely a marble imitation, but the famous personage himself, with only the change in personal appearance of having a firmer and brighter skin than in real life, and of lacking something perhaps of what might be called vivacity of expression. So they might look dead, but they look like themselves. How different was the traveler's sensation in such a case? Cannot cost much to have a body electrotyped in plain copper, and then, in case of straitened circumstance, the statue can be laid aside until means are available for plating it. So you could do.
First informed me that there were sounds and voices coming from within the bathroom walls. I thought they were crazy. I thought they had lost their damn minds. I wrote it off as maybe they were just playing a joke or something. They said, "No, Dad, we're really serious. There are voices coming from within the walls." And I thought that is slightly concerning, but I couldn't verify it, couldn't recreate whatever problem they were saying they had, so I moved on with my life. Didn't hear anything about it for a couple of days, and then today, my wife told me that she was hearing the same thing. And now that my wife is repeating this claim, I decide to investigate a little bit deeper. And just wait until you find out what I found when I investigated this problem.
Raise prices. They don't like the aggressive immigration enforcement, the harboring of U.S. citizens.
Yeah, so this is how I found out that light bulbs with speakers inside of them exist, and that somehow the downstairs Fire TV stick had been paired with a light bulb, and that is what was reproducing the sound in this bathroom. So, mystery solved.
Fire TV stick paired with a light bulb with a speaker. I wonder which brand light bulb he was using. How can I check my light bulbs if they have speakers in them?
Next video came from Conscious Juice. He was driving on the Florida Turnpike. He noticed it started getting very foggy and the lights started flickering. And as others noted online, because they had questions about this too, they said it was almost like they were sending off some kind of Morse code.
I should learn Morse code.
All my sensors to show all the people, right? No. Like, look, there's this one little tree right here, right there. But everywhere else is dead trees. Is my truck actually picking up forest. Oh my God. They're in the bed of my truck. How are there so many? How are there so many? You guys, there is no trees. I mean, there's that tree about to fall over due to this wind right now, but like, that's far away. That's not next to my vehicle, as this is saying that this is next to my vehicle. Everybody's like, oh, it's trees. It's just picking up the trees. No, this is forest spirits.
Oh, maybe it's picking up these little movements on the ground, man. These.
Like, let's look at my cameras. Let's look at my cameras real quick. Nothing in the front, nothing in the back, nothing on my sides, around me. The bed of my truck, you can't see the bed of my truck. But look, nothing in front. Everybody is in front and in my bed and pretty much sitting right here with me. Sorry, I just had lunch. My truck is haunted.
Well, it's glitching.
This cookie from...
What is in the cookie?
Right? This is the ingredients. This is the cookie. Watch this. It's out.
Yo, what's in that cookie?
I put pizza in the microwave. No zapping, no nothing.
This is in the meat section, man. Is that a need?
Other piece of zapmilchen, other cookies in a plastic container. Maybe I should start microwaving my cookies before I eat them. They're selling legs in the meat section.
On that leg?
Looks like a human leg. What? I hope this is fake. Damn.
Yeah, bro,
that's a leg for sure.
Look at that man, bro. He like, hold on, wait a minute. That looks familiar.
Leg.
Now TikTok, I ain't seen what I think. I looked up a cow leg though. Isn't that like the huge animal in the store? This is how the cow leg look. I didn't see no hooves. If I can look again, you can't even see if it's.
What the fuck, man? Looks like my leg. Maybe my leg has less meat in it, but looks like a human leg.
Hooves or not, because he has the end covered. And then this is a horse leg. They don't even sell horse legs. But I'm like, why is there a huge... I don't know if this might be an AI generated video, possibly. But how?
Yeah,
Dude just flipped the camera around. So. I don't know where he was, but that looked like something that came off the muscular system. Muscular system, bro. Definition: the muscular system is a group of tissues responsible for heat production. I was just playing. Now that's like something right. Yeah, bro. Like, what the? Yo, stop it. You see the knee, and you still gonna eat meat? This is the main reason why I don't eat meat. You are getting mystery meat, bro.
If you made it this far, kuya na make daw to katakas.